2007 marks the 75th anniversary of the Hebrew Educational Alliance. The synagogue is a tribute to its clergy, founders, and membership, who have seen the Alliance grow to become one of Denver's most vibrant congregations.
The Alliance is viewed as sort of a real happening place. Things are going on, activities are taking place. Not only has the membership grown, but I think, for example, with the dedication and now the use of the Goldberger Youth Center, it sends out a message that we're looking to the future, we're looking to our kids. And so I really think we're considered one of the most dynamic congregations, not just in Denver, but I think nationwide we're one of the most dynamic congregations.
Yet who would have ever imagined this would be the result of what started out only as a merger between the Beth David Sisterhood and the Denver Hebrew Institute back in 1928?
The Beth David Sisterhood was started by three ladies, Mrs. Chernick, Mrs. Feldman, and my mother, Mrs. Gordon. I don't know what the purpose was at the beginning, but they wanted a cheder that was in English and Hebrew, and it just took off.
Once it was determined that a new modern Orthodox synagogue could thrive on the West Side, the members began their search for a young, dynamic rabbi to lead the fledgling congregation. Not only did the Alliance find a leader, they found a man who would have a tremendous and lasting impact on the entire Denver community.
On October 25, 1932, Rabbi Lederman arrived at Union Station. He was met there by a delegation of congregational men. They were all wearing hats, and the rabbi towered over all of them. He was like a giant. To me, he was always a giant.
Rabbi Lederman was a very intellectual man, a man that became very well respected in the community for his knowledge of the world, and he brought to the West Side a atmosphere of feeling that you were really somebody.
He was able to bring together all these people into the idea of a modern cheder and also a modern shul.
People remember him as a great leader. We could not have imagined when we were young how great he would turn out to be, like an ecumenical leader who was wanted wherever he went. When people knew that Rabbi Lederman was going to be in their city, they wanted him to be the guest speaker for whatever event they were having. The Alliance, as such, I feel, could not be what it is if it weren't for that Lederman family.
From 1932 to 1979, Rabbi Lederman served the Alliance as its rabbi, leader, and figurehead. When the time came for him to retire, the HEA needed only to look right here in Denver to find the one rabbi capable of taking his place, Rabbi Daniel Goldberger.
As you know, Rabbi Goldberger was very, very popular in the community, and over a period of 2 or 3 years after he came, we gained somewhere between 250 and 300 households, many of whom were members of Beth Joseph when Rabbi Goldberger was there. They were looking to get back with Rabbi Goldberger.
He was a wonderful, stabilizing, pastoral presence to the Alliance. He took every individual as they were. He cared about them. He reached out to them. Each individual felt his presence and his concern. For the 15 years he was at the Alliance, that was an incredibly comforting and helpful rabbinic presence there.
It was during Rabbi Goldberger's tenure that the Alliance began a youth movement, looking to encourage young families to join the congregation. And the first step in that youth movement was to hire a young cantor. Ideally, it would be someone who was gregarious and friendly, steeped in tradition, and eager to join an established congregation. And it wouldn't hurt if he were phenomenally talented, too. The HEA got all of that in Marty Goldstein.
Shema kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu.
We got married at the Old Alliance. In fact, Neil was the executive director. And I said to Beth, I said, one day I'm going to be the cantor here.
I think, in a sense, Marty Cantor Goldstein is our goodwill ambassador.
What he represents in my eyes is the joy and fun of Judaism. His personality is such that he gives people a sense that when we're here and engaged in Jewish life, that it's a pleasurable experience. It's a fun experience. There's excitement there.
He's so outgoing. People love him. He is so friendly that his smile is infectious. And I think he's been able to add a tremendous element of life to the services with the singing and the ruach and so forth.
Every time I go to shul and listen to Marty here, I think I'm in an opera. He sounds like what a chazan's supposed to sound like.
שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. And don't be late for the brisket.
A year after Cantor Goldstein joined the Alliance, Rabbi Goldberger announced his retirement. So in keeping with the youth movement, the HEA set its sights on finding a young rabbi who not only had the talent to complement the cantor, but someone who could lead the congregation into the 21st century.
We went through the process and fortunately found Rabbi Dahlin, who came here just over 14 years ago. And now Rabbi Dahlin is a big part of the Denver community, and he and his wife Tammy have been wonderful leaders in our shul, as is Cantor Goldstein and his wife Beth.
I was looking for a more traditional congregation than where I was coming from. A commitment to Saturday morning services, a commitment to Jewish life and learning and openness to Jewish life. And I found that in the people that I met during that interview weekend. So I pretty much thought right away this is a good fit.
We've been dealing with the brutal truth for a decade and a half now. Our most precious resource, our children, most of whom choose not to engage with the Jewish community in their teenage years, tend to disappear from the community altogether.
When he and Tammy came, it was like right away I knew. I said, this is the guy we need, because he was traditionally minded, wanted something new, wanted new things for our shul, but also had a base in tradition. It couldn't have been better.
There are people who have ideas, and when those ideas are realized, we call them visionary, and there are people who get things done. And seldom are there people who can do both of those. And Rabbi Dahlin, I think, is one of those people.
We're very, very fortunate to have Marty as our cantor and Rabbi Dahlin as our rabbi.
In 1993, the HEA made two decisions that changed the Alliance forever. The first was to relocate from the west side to the east side of Denver.
I thought it was a very far-sighted vision. It was the right vision for the Alliance, and the success that we've had really testifies to that.
The second decision was to change from modern Orthodox to a traditional egalitarian conservative congregation.
By the time I got here, the congregation had already worked through the issues of joining United Synagogue and becoming a conservative shul with the full intention that we would become an egalitarian shul.
I thought it would be successful, but this has gone beyond what I thought. In a sense, we've more than tripled our congregation. I never expected that. I was hoping that would happen, but this has gone beyond what I anticipated.
To see literally to the back of the shul, standing room only, it's every cantor's dream.
Look how it worked out. Look at the growth of this shul and the place we have in this community. It's just marvelous.
There is an opportunity to come from just, for the Jewish holidays to coming every single day for services in the morning, services in the evening. There's education programs. You can be involved with the sisterhood, the brotherhood, the religious school, the preschool. There's always a place for you.
The Alliance is my congregation. I can't even imagine going anywhere else because it's been my life forever.
That's what this building really means. It's what this congregation really means. We're serving individual Jews taking care of and providing for their Jewish growth. And as long as we keep doing that, I think we'll continue to be a success.
Here we are, 75 years later, and it's been a mainstay in the Jewish community in Denver all this time.